Hey everyone, welcome back to Stones Hill Homestead. If you're new here, I am Kim, and today we are going to go over the past week 4 and 5 from the Three Rivers Challenge from Jessica at Three Rivers Homestead that she is hosting. That noise in the background is one of our tractor clocks, so I do apologize for that. So let's get started. I've got many goals that I've been trying to get through this pantry challenge, and there are days it's been really difficult. The past couple weeks have not so much been difficult, I just didn't meal prep, and that definitely put a hindrance on my videos as well as my anxiety trying to get meals around. So meal prep is always essential during a pantry challenge, and to plan. Look through your freezers, look through your pantry, look on your shelves, your dry goods as well as your perishables. So let's get started here. The first thing, week 4 and 5, I tried new recipes, and I'm not sure if I shared this in week 3, but I did make my own Greek yogurt. I've made it before. If you want to see that, please leave a comment down in the description. I'd be happy to share that with you. I do it in my Instant Pot. That is probably my preference, and I can make enough yogurt for 2 weeks, and that did exactly make what I needed for the 2 weeks. So I do need to make more this coming weekend. So if you want to see that, let me know. I also tried a crock pot bacon chicken chowder, and everything tasted good separately when I was adding all the ingredients, but the final product just wasn't all that terrific. I did go ahead and produce the video. I published the video, but I wanted to be real. I don't always have successes on new recipes, and that was just one of them. We just weren't really pleased with it. Didn't go to waste, but it won't be happening again. I won't be making that recipe. And I believe that was probably my fault. I used some turkey that needed to be used up. It had only been froze since the first part or the end of November. So, and it was diced, it was ready to go. And I just don't think that that was the flavor I was looking for in that recipe. So to the original author of that recipe, it's probably a fantastic recipe. I just think using what I had is what this pantry challenge is about. And that is what I think was the biggest downfall of that recipe. Creative thinking. I've had to be creative. As many of you know, I do work outside the home. I am a shift worker, so I can be 72 hours on or off, and I split days. It can be very hectic at times. So I had to be very creative about certain things. I ate a lot of leftovers, and I see no reason to share all that information with you during the week when it's just leftover meals. It gets monotonous, it gets redundant. We just don't want to see all that. But if you do, I'm happy to share that. I do have a picture movie that I will show at the end of different dishes that you may or may not have saw at the end of the pantry challenge that I am putting together for that. I am also in a collaboration with Bucket List Homestead for the month of February, which is Freeze It February. You will see my video posted the end of February on that collaboration. So go ahead and check out all those channels that are part of that, and get some freezer meals ready. And for families like mine, we are a small family of 2. There are many people that are in that aren't large families, and sometimes making 50 meals in the freezer isn't always conducive for us to do. If we did 50 meals, that's what I would have for a year. And I don't want 50 freezer meals in my freezer for a year. I want freezer meals available to me in short little increments. So go ahead and check out that collaboration. So creative thinking, we are working it. Many only do the month of January for the challenge. I do January and February. And that's what's so nice about this collaboration from Jessica, is that you make your own rules. And I have done it for January, February for the past 2 years. And the first year I didn't start off with January and February. I only did 6 weeks. And that was due to injury. We had no choice. We had an injury. We had no income coming in for me or my husband. We had separate injuries, separate times. And I was flat on my back with a broken back. He was laid up with a broken ankle. And so you have to become very creative. And that is why we joined this journey, was for that reason. So just be creative. Do what you need to do for your family. It's all good. Garden seeds. I did purchase garden seeds because Pantry Challenge is also about preparing for the next season. So I did order some seeds. I will be purchasing some plants as well from our local garden center, which I always do. I will be getting ready to do that. If you'd like to see videos on my seed planting or know more about our seed planting, please leave a comment down below and I will see about making a video for you for that. I'm not a professional. I am in no way an expert in any of these fields. I just do it because I enjoy it. I want to learn, and this is a way to document my learning. No spending at the grocery stores for the past week 4 and 5. I still have not yet went to the grocery store. My intention is not to go to the grocery store, and I'm feeling pretty confident at this point. I am out of fresh fruit, but I have frozen, so I'll be using that out of the freezers. I have canned fruit. I'll be using that. I do have some oranges left and some grapefruit left, and that is about the extent of my produce. Lettuce, I have a head of cabbage left that I will use up. I have 1 small bowl of romaine lettuce left, and that purchase came in December. And if you store it right, it can last, but it's at the end, and I will be using that for one of my lunches this week. So that is one thing. I do have some avocados left. I, of course, have carrots left, and I have onions. I can come up with some very creative meals using that. And if you are a heavy produce eater like I am, as well as a fruit eater like I am, it is getting very difficult. I prefer fresh over frozen, but I also want to use up what's in my freezer. So that is what I'm working on right now. Eating out. I have a frown face. We budgeted 1 time for January, 2 times for February. Well, things change. I went out by myself with some friends. One of my old bosses came in from Iowa, and there was no way I was going to miss being with her and my previous coworkers. I just wanted to spend time with them. My husband was out of town at that time, and so I decided to go out to eat. But in the same process, we decided instead of going out twice in February, we will just go out once in February. We have some plans for the month of February that it's just easier for me to cook at home, and we'll just save that second time in February. We'll just drop it back down to 1. We use 2 in January, 1 in February. And that's what you do with Pantry Challenge. You adjust as needed. So this meal, I did go out. I spent our budget for the month of January that I had budgeted. So week 3, I think we spent like $10.73. This meal with tip was $46. So that is our total budget and then some for the month of January. I just want to be fully transparent with you that we did do that, and we'll just make it up in February. And if we don't, it's no big deal. It's okay, because it's just about learning and having fun. The other thing that we did start doing in January was a savings challenge. and I'm sure many of you have heard of it. It's the envelope challenge, savings challenge, where you put a number on the envelope, 1 through 100, 1 through 50, whatever you want to do, and you draw an envelope out, and whatever number's on that envelope, you put that amount of money in that envelope for your savings challenge. My husband and I each decided that we would take our normal budget for the week that we personally have in our wallet, and we would draw an envelope each, one each. So we're drawing 2 envelopes a week, and we would put that amount of money. Well, when you have 2 people doing it, instead of 100 envelopes or 50 weeks, because we only draw 2 envelopes a week, we each draw one, so it'll be 50 weeks worth. At the end, by labeling your envelopes from 1 to 100, you will have $5,050 by the end of the year doing 2 envelopes a week. Of course, you can do 1 envelope a week and just label your envelopes 1 through 50, and I believe that's like a $1,275 amount of savings by the end of 50 weeks. But you do what you want to do, but this was a way for us to also put some savings away, because 1, we're not spending money on groceries and we're not spending money on eating out. So our eating out budget has become our savings challenge budget. So that helps us a lot with that. Jars emptied for weeks from the beginning of the pantry challenge until the week 5, the end of week 5, we are at 35 jars. My goal was to have 1 jar a day for every day of this pantry challenge. And for the end of week 5, it would have been that we would have needed 35 jars, and we hit that right on the money. I am so thankful and so blessed that these goals are getting met. I really want to work hard at working through my pantry. And questions, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. The algorithm from YouTube loves it when you do that. Comments are always great, and sharing, of course, is the best way for you to help me grow my channel. I appreciate each and every one of you in doing that. I also want to welcome all the new subscribers. We have really grown over the past 2 months, and we could not do this without you. So thank you so much. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to, of course, Bucket List Homestead is one of my channels that I follow quite frequently. She has really grown. She has went from 1,000 to 15,000 subscribers, or 12,000. I'm not even sure, but it's a lot of subscribers. Just because you all visit her channel and give her give her attention to her content, and we really appreciate that when we can help each other out on this YouTube journey. There's other channels that I like to watch as well, and many of them have also gave me shout outs. So CNC Farm, she is one that has gave me a shout out as well, and we appreciate her channel. Everybody has a different content. Me, right now it's a slow season for me. The canning is down. We don't have the garden yet. So my meals are very, very simple, but we still enjoy doing this. And that's what we do. You never know what you're going to see on any of these channels, and just take some time, see what everybody has. I'm just going to close up this video now. Otherwise, I'm going to squirrel, because that is exactly what I'm doing. I feel like I'm babbling, and you know, babbling happens with me. My sister says that I am ADOS, attention deficit, oh, shiny, and that would be me. So thanks everybody. Have a great day. And as always, be blessed and laugh as much as you breathe. Thanks everyone.